new song?
No.
You don't like Ace Trumpets?
What's so great about it?
It's so good.
You're not in my top 50. You might be in Charlemagne's top 50 and things like that, but you haven't done that much for me in my life. Like, I didn't never want to be like Pusha. I never had a Pusha moment.
You made a comparison with you and Nas, man. Everybody was talking about it. Now, why out of everybody you pick Nas, bro?
I didn't do it. They asked him. They asked him a question.
He disrespected both legends back to back, like he had nothing left to lose. Now his rap career barely hanging on. Just like that, the culture turned its back on him.
My son can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like, let's keep it a buck.
He said Nas was never that important. He called Pusha T overrated. Then he claimed he was the reason Nas went viral again. People instantly said that was the moment he crossed a line. And there's no coming back. Because what happened next, it didn't feel like regular rap beef. It felt way deeper, like something had already been set in motion.
I came into light and started going crazy that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know.
You know what I mean?
A lot of them know.
So now everyone's asking, was this just another case of rap ego going off the rails? Or is the culture slowly pushing Jim out right in front of our eyes? The same culture he helped build. That quote, it's still spreading like wildfire. And Pusha T, he's not letting it go. So let's rewind and figure out what really kicked off this slow motion. One sentence. That was the spark that lit the fire under Jim's downfall. It wasn't just disrespect, it was erasure. He wasn't just giving Nas's new music a bad review. He straight up dismissed the legacy of one of the most respected, genre-defining icons in hip-hop. And let's be real, this didn't go down in some backroom convo. Nope. He said it loud on the Joe and Jada podcast, a chill spot known for laughs, not lyrical funerals. And instead of backing off, Jim went even harder. He said Nas never really moved the culture like that, and then bragged that his own Billboard stats could match or even beat Nas's. Like, come on, Nas isn't just a rapper. He's one of the foundations of hip-hop. Illmatic gets studied in college classes. Ether still haunts rappers to this day. And King's Disease?
Yeah, Jimmy boy, you should have never brought this up. Y'all are only 3 years apart, and Nas is just like murdering you. You asked us to look up the stats, and here they are. Like Jim Jones, like you got a couple songs. I mean, like literally it's a couple. But we're talking about Nas. Let me show y'all Nas's last projects. Nas been getting it in since 2018. Jimmy, when the last time you put out an album? Oh, would you look at that? You have been dropping music. You really been dropping music. But nobody's heard it. Nobody's listening.
That proved Nas ain't just surviving, he's evolving. Meanwhile, Jim's talking like he dropped the Chronic. This wasn't about music, it was about pride. He was talking reckless, and it came off like insecurity dressed up as hot takes. And when he dragged his own kid into it, like what kind of message are we sending? The internet didn't let it slide. People started flooding timelines with comparison posts, highlight reels of Nas's Grammys, his packed tours, his timeless albums. Meanwhile, Jim's numbers, looking weak next to that legacy. All this just because he felt like rewriting hip-hop history for a little moment of clout. Most rappers, they'd read the room and chill after that kind of backlash, maybe even walk it back a little. But Jim, nah. He pulled up on Nightcap, looked Shannon Sharp in the face and tripled down. Said Nas never had the influence people swear he did.
I admired Nas. But remember, Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade. So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan, period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation.
He even claimed Nas was always second best. But second to who? Jay, DMX, those three ain't even in the same lane. Nas was the poet, the philosopher. Jay was business, luxury, and chess moves. DMX was raw pain and chaos. Comparing them is like lining up Kendrick with Future, two totally different worlds. But saying Nas never led the game? That's not just wrong. It's a full-on rewrite of hip-hop history. And here's the craziest part. Jim doesn't even hide being a fan. He admitted that when he was younger, he wanted to dress like Nas. Now he's trying to erase a 30-year career off one movie scene from 1998. That's where the delusion starts kicking in, because this stopped being about facts a long time ago. This wasn't about opinions. This was personal. Jim sounded like a man desperate to push Nas below him and frustrated that the numbers just don't line up. This was about positioning, plain and simple. Jim wanted to force his way into the GOAT conversation.
I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when you talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
You said that
but listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit of run. But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like,
Ain't no shame in that. There a lot of mofos came up second to Tom Brady.
He never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album.
But all he did was put a spotlight on how insecure he really is for never being mentioned among the greats. And if you thought Jim was finally going to chill after all that backlash, nope, think again. On Bag Fuel, he delivered one of the wildest takes yet. He didn't just say Nas wasn't relevant. He didn't just call him second place. He went all the way left, claiming he brought Nas back to life online. Jim acted like the culture should be thanking him for reminding us Nas even existed. That's when the internet lost it. One fan clapped back, saying,
He told you, I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit, and we used to see him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the barbecue and shit like that. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit.
The reason you're even trending is because you're making dumb comments about Nas. That's the only reason people are giving you interviews. For the clicks, another wrote, the amount of delusional disrespect from Jim Jones toward Nas is getting out of hand. I'm tired of it. You don't earn respect talking like this. And the math? Still not mathing. Nas has dropped 3 albums in 5 years. He bagged a Grammy. He's been selling out shows across the globe. Meanwhile, Jim's been podcasting. He thought he was starting a trend, but really, he started his own funeral march in the game. Now let's rewind to 2024. Picture the Louis Vuitton Spring-Summer Show in Paris, packed wall-to-wall with icons, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna, LeBron. Everyone who matters in music, fashion, and culture is there.
But they get down amongst veterans. Watching fans get relevance. We all in the room, but he's the elephant. You change the feature out of your element. And don't clap down is under inspection. The question marks block your blessing.
Cameras everywhere. Pharrell's making history, debuting his first Louis Vuitton men's collection since becoming the new head. Then, boom, the beat drops. But this ain't just any instrumental. It's Clipse. For the first time in over a decade, Pusha T and his brother No Malice premiere a brand new track. And the moment the bars hit, the whole room felt the shift. Even Jay-Z was vibing heavy. But this wasn't just a song, it was a warning shot disguised as Fashion Week flair. That bar, chasing a feature out of your element, yeah, that was direct. Aimed right at Jim for teaming up with Drake shortly after being dubbed an honorary Dipset member during that Harlem show. But let's not forget, that's the same Drake who got bodied by Pusha in the story of Adidon, and honestly, still hasn't bounced all the way back. But this time, Pusha didn't drop a diss on SoundCloud or IG Live. He used Paris Fashion Week, the most high-profile stage of the year, as his battlefield. That's not just beef, that's strategy.
Can you sing along the 5 Pusha T records right now? His records.
Yes.
His records?
Yeah.
Name
Love
them.
Pusha. Nostalgia.
Oh, you
Dre
was a
with
Pusha
Kendrick.
T fan.
You know.
I didn't know he had fans like
No.
that. Can you name 5 Pusha T records? No,
Dreaming of
his
the
records.
past.
Pusha T. I love your soul, my dog. You're not in my top 50. You might be in Charlemagne's top 50 and things like that.
What's the
But
top 50?
you haven't done that much for me in my life. Like, I didn't never want to be like Pusha. I never had a Pusha moment in my life. I never thought, like, you dig? Like, where I'm from, niggas want to be like you if you was really that dude and that rapper and things
Wayne
like that.
wanted to
It's
be like Pusha.
shit.
He was influenced by Pusha.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's why Pusha did the Mr. Me Too record.
Okay, cool. You a very strong Pusha T fan. But what else has he bring to the game? Did he make people want to dress like him? Did he have some slang that everybody was talking like him? Did be the girls, all the girls wanted to do him? Like, what is the...
Billionaires, fashion moguls, and music royalty all front row for the takedown. And Jim, he kept pushing the beef, dragging Pusha's name on The Breakfast Club, Rap Caviar, and Drink Champs, calling him not even top 50. But while Jim was shouting into microphones, Pusha was moving in silence, bringing luxury brands, hip-hop elites, and fashion's power circle into his corner. And don't sleep on the details. This wasn't just about lyrics, it was the setting. The track was produced by Pharrell, the Pharrell who built the Clipse sound from the ground up. He reps both Virginia and high fashion's elite. They dropped Chains and Whips, a track reportedly cooked up inside Louis Vuitton's Paris HQ, with a window view overlooking the Seine River. Pharrell even told the New York Times during an interview pointing out the window, "This was made in this room. We just started walking around and looking out this window, and you just see all of this. I mean, we beating this system, bro."
The future is not something you wait for. It's something you build. It lives in the hands of the doers, the dreamers, the people who refuse to stand still. Resorts World is more than a casino. It's energy. It's opportunity. It's hope for the borough. A second chance for some, a first step for many. It's where community gathers, not just to win, but to build a future once imagined. This isn't just business. This is legacy. And now it's time to invest in.
While Pusha was playing chess in Paris, making luxury look lethal, he was building an empire back in Queens. While Jim was out here chasing viral blog clips, Nas was busy launching Resorts World Queens, a jaw-dropping 350,000 square foot casino complex backed by a $5 billion blueprint. This ain't just a side hustle or a brand collab. This is Nas investing in real infrastructure, equity, and long-term generational wealth for his entire city. Meanwhile, Jim's out here bragging about Summerjam slots like it's still 2008. Nas didn't need to clap back with bars. He dropped receipts, and those receipts hit harder than any diss track ever could. Fans caught on immediately. One comment under his post said it loud. Someone else that can't stop yapping is just desperate to go viral. Nas out here making boss moves. Another said,
Yeah, you say that, yeah, 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 you say that, yeah. Oh, how that girl felt the name. She gave it through you. Got your pull your pen suitcase. Cross down the halls. Tell them the censure. You tell them it's August. From course to November. I need a couple birds. Get a bird. How much? Please, come on, bird. Come on, bird. How much? Please, come on, niggas. Come on, bird. How much? Just please. Yeah, I see a town of money. I see you getting money in this town.
When you're truly rich, respected, and relevant, you don't need to argue. You just live it. And while Nas stayed silent and stacked, Jim got booed off stage. Picture it, Summerjam 2024. Jim finally lands the stage he's been begging for all year, and it flops hard. Then it gets worse. Funkmaster Flex, the same Flex who used to be one of Jim's loudest supporters, cuts his set short, and you can see it hit Jim right there on stage. This was supposed to be his redemption moment. But all the noise he made around this beef, it didn't translate, because when the time came, Jim didn't bring hits, he brought drama. But even after all that, he still wasn't done. Jim had one more diss left, and this one was personal. After the Louis Vuitton ambush, Pusha T didn't say much in public, but word behind the scenes, he's not finished. Sources close to Clipse say their reunion album is packed with surgical shots, laser focused on Jim. Chains and Whips, that was just the intro. The rest, much darker. Some insiders are even calling it the Coke Bear era. Pusha is stepping deep into the villain role and not holding back. No safe shots, no throwaways, just pure strategy. And if Jim keeps flapping his gums, it's about to be lyrical murder. But it's not just what Pusha says, it's how he moves. He's aligning his comeback with billionaire boardrooms, global fashion houses, and private rooms filled with decision makers. Meanwhile, Jim's still rapping in alleyways in Harlem over the same beat he got buried on. Yup, you read that right. Jim tried to flip the Chains and Whips beat and dropped a freestyle in response. And then he went too far. He took shots at No Malice, a man who stepped away from rap to follow his faith and change his life. That wasn't just a jab, that was full-blown disrespect. Pusha can handle shots, but dragging No Malice into the mud? That's crossing a major line. Pusha hasn't clapped back publicly yet, but if history has shown us anything, he doesn't respond fast. He responds with precision, and when he does, it's devastating. Then Jim made his worst mistake yet, on camera. During an interview, he threw one last jab straight at Clipse and their new single. He tried to play it cool, brushing them off, saying, "I don't listen to Clipse, never have." But the fake chill was obvious. The insecurity poured out with every word, because deep down...
You went viral on the Spotify Rap Happy Hour podcast.
Yes.
About
Man,
Pusha T.
People don't like people, yeah, see? There we go. And then look what happens. But I'm ready for all things, man. Shouts to Pusha, shouts to that guy, shouts to the Clipse. You know what I mean? Congratulations.
Do you like the new song?
No, but you know.
You don't like Ace Trumpets?
What's so great about it?
It's so good.
It's good?
It's so...
It's good?
So, yeah, there's something going on that you ain't tell us about,
it's
bro.
It's good in what? A nostalgic value of it?
You don't think Ace Trumpets is hard?
I don't believe them. Oh. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to downplay nobody's craft.
Jim knows he was the target, and he got bodied. Now the energy has shifted. This isn't just Nas and Pusha anymore. The culture is watching, and it's closing in. The culture's not just turning away from Jim, it's closing the door on him completely. Blogs are clowning him. Even longtime Dipset fans are saying it's time to hang it up. This wasn't a rap beef, it was a wake-up call. Jim Jones stepped into the ring with heavyweights like Nas and Pusha T, thinking he had the bars to compete, and got folded by straight-up silence. While they made chess moves and locked in billionaire partnerships, Jim faded from the spotlight. No trends, no playlists, just a ghost wandering through his own career. And here's the kicker. The new Clipse album ain't even dropped yet. That might be the real funeral. So now it's your turn. Whose side are you on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fire content just like this.